In this video, we're going to be looking at suffixes and how they can be used to change the meaning or the function of a root word in a sentence. A suffix is a group of letters which can be added to the end of a word to change its function or its meaning in a sentence. For example, ly can be added to sad, quick, quiet, and strange. Ly changes the root word's grammatical function from adjective to adverb. Ly means how something was done. Different suffixes have different meanings. Full means full of, for example, thankful or cheerful. Ist means most, for example, cleanest or tallest. And less means without, for example, harmless or careless. It's important to remember that the spelling of a root word sometimes changes when a suffix is added. When the root word has a short vowel sound, A, E, I, O, or U, like the I sound in win, we double the end consonant before adding the suffix. Win would become winner. When the root word ends in an E, like in hope, we must remove the E before adding a suffix, like in hoping. Sometimes the root word may end in a consonant, followed by a Y, as in the word cry. In these cases, we change the Y to an I before adding the suffix. Cry becomes crier when the ER is added. Now it's time to take a look at a question involving suffixes. This question is asking you to think about which suffix can be placed at the end of root words, and then you need to draw a line to the correct ones. Firstly, let's take Dom and see which words it will join with to create a new word. We can make kingdom, boredom, freedom. Now we need to check that the remaining root words can all be paired with the remaining suffix some. They make tiresome, awesome, troublesome. These are all new words, which means our answer must be correct. Well done if you knew those answers. This next question asks us to add a suffix to the root words in the boxes to make new words and to complete the sentences. My teacher believes in treating everyone fair. My brother is the fast in his class. He always wins a race. Pause the video here and think about what the answers could be. You might want to write your answers down on a whiteboard or on a piece of paper, or be ready to say them out loud. Press play again when you have had enough time. Ready? Let's check the correct answers. In the first sentence, we are asked to change the word fair. The only word that would fit is fairly, so we add the suffix ly to form fairly. The sentence now reads, my teacher believes in treating everyone fairly. Yep, that makes sense. The second sentence asks us to change the word fast, so it works in the sentence. We should add the suffix est to form fastest. Let's check that that makes sense in the sentence. My brother is the fastest in his class. He always wins a race. That makes perfect sense. Well done if you got those right. Now it's time for our final question on suffixes. This question asks us to match the correct suffix to each of the root words by drawing lines between them. Pause your video now and hit play when you are ready. Ready? Let's look at the answers. Child becomes childish, great becomes grateful, and wash becomes washable. How did you get on with those? Well done if you got those questions right. I hope that this video has helped you to improve your understanding of suffixes. If you're looking for any more English videos just like this one, make sure you head to the Twinkl website to check them out. See you next time.
Hi, in this video we will be looking at how suffixes can be used to convert some nouns and adjectives into verbs. A suffix is a letter or a group of letters that are added to the end of a root word in order to change its grammatical function in a sentence. An example would be adding ly to the word quiet to make it quietly. This changes a root word from an adjective into an adverb. The suffixes ate, eyes, ify, n can be added in the same way to change some adjectives and nouns into verbs. Let's look at some examples. The suffix eyes can be added to the adjective equal to make the verb equalise. The suffix "eyes" can also be added to the adjective real and the noun computer to form the verbs realise and computerise. The adjectives valid, captive and active can have "ate" added to become verbs: validate, captivate and activate. The suffix "ify" can be added to the noun person to become the verb personify. Intense becomes intensify. Diverse becomes diversify. Finally, the suffix "n" can be used to change these adjectives to verbs. Bright becomes brighten. Dark becomes darken. Deep becomes deepen. When adding a suffix, it's worth remembering how a spelling sometimes changes depending on the root word. For root words ending in Y, change a Y to an I before adding the suffix. For example, when memory becomes memorise. For root words ending in E, remove the E before adding the suffix. For example, when simple becomes simplify. For words with a short vowel sound followed by a consonant, double the consonant and then add the suffix. For example, when flat becomes flatten. Let's take a look at our first question about adding suffixes. For this question, we need to draw a line between each root word and the suffix that can be added to create a new verb. Let's look at oxygen first. Top tip, it helps to read the word with each of the options on the right to see if it sounds right. Oxygenise? No. Oxygenify? No. Oxygenate? Yes! So we draw a line between oxygen and ate. Now we only have two options to choose from. Advert can be matched to eyes to create advertise. Leaving pure to match with ify to create purify. We have created new verbs that sound right when we read them aloud. Well done if you spotted those. Hoo-yah! In this question, you're being asked to add a suffix to a root word to form a verb that completes a sentence. Pause the video now and have a go. You may want to write your answer down on a whiteboard, a piece of paper, or you might just want to say your answer out loud. Press play when you have an answer. Are you ready? Let's take a look at the answer. The suffix "eyes" can be added to the noun fossil to create the verb fossilise. Buried remains will only fossilise under specific conditions over many thousands of years. Yes, that sounds correct. Remember, you need to have spelled the new verb correctly to get it right. Well done if you got that right. Hoo-yah! The final question is asking you to explain how the suffix "n" has changed the word class of the root word suite in the sentence. Use the sentence starter to help you. You may wish to write your answer down on a whiteboard or a piece of paper, or you might just want to say your answer out loud. Pause the video now and hit play when you're ready. Are you ready? Great. The word sweeten is a verb in the sentence, as Josh did the action to his cup of tea to make it sweet. The suffix "n" has changed the root word sweet from an adjective to a verb. Well done if you got that right. Hoo-yah! You should now have a much better understanding of how suffixes can change nouns and adjectives into verbs. If you're looking for more English help, then we've got lots more of these videos on the Twinkl website, so go and check them out.